welcome to OnyxEarth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So we are back with another pick a card reading. This is a poll winner. We're going to see what your psychic or spiritual gifts are, or possibly confirm if you already have suspicions of what you feel your psychic or spiritual gifts are. Hopefully this will help you maneuver life better. Hopefully you could master these gifts and share it with the world, similar to what I do. I think we should all be using our gifts just to improve our lives and the lives of others. So hopefully this gives you more insight into what that is for you. So I don't have anything else. I'm gonna hop right into it. So as we always do, from left to right, we've got pile 1, which is the Carnelian. We've got pile 2, which is the Citrine, and we've got pile 3, which is the Opalite. And I'll give you a moment to select your pile. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile 1, if you selected this Carnelian crystal, then this is your reading. So we are going to see your psychic or spiritual gifts. I almost picked up that card prematurely. Each pile has kind of an overview card from the Moonology deck, and then I have the psychic tarot, and I have the, I think, Work Your Light deck. This isn't going to be a super long reading. I don't think that's necessary, so let me just get right into it. So what is the overview card for your psychic or spiritual gifts? The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. Okay, so pile 1, the main thing that's coming through for you, and obviously it says it on the card, energy. So when it comes down to your psychic or spiritual gifts, because one and or the other, right? You're most gifted at that build up energy. It's like you're a motivator, whether that's motivating yourself or other people. Now I know that doesn't necessarily sound like a spiritual gift, right? But that's just kind of, I want to say, maybe the material manifestation of a deeper gift, right? So if you are the ultimate motivator, you're the energy person, you're the person that brings a lot of energy, right, to a situation. That's an underlying gift of manifestation, of conjure. Like, you're a creator. You have all of this energy just sitting there, all of this energy that once you get it going, it's like lighting a fire. Like, you are like, you're literally a flame. Like, you light a fire so that things can process, so that things can cook, things can prepare. Like, that is your spiritual gift, okay? And hopefully I'll be able to explain this better as I pull more cards. But your biggest thing is your energy, whether that's you fueling. You know what? I can already see that sometimes you may be drained, because if you don't know that this is your gift, if you don't know how your energy works, I could see you kind of depleting yourself because you're just exerting that energy. Like, you may be the type of person that stays active. Like, you may kind of get a rush from activity, you may work out a lot, or when you do work out, like, it's like a burst of energy. Like, you may overexert yourself during fitness regimens. Like, you may overkill. Like, you may work out for hours at a time and not stop, because that is what fuels you. Like, you like that high of that energy, and other people like that high of your energy as well. So having certain people around you, I don't want to say energy vampires, but possibly so, it would drain you and deplete you over time, because you're just radiating this energy out without boundaries, if that makes sense. So let me pull more cards so I could see. But so far right now, it's just your energy overall and the way that it radiates from you naturally. Because you're the type of person that could get projects going really quickly. If things are stale, you're the energy person. You're the person that can get things going, whether you realize that was stemming from a spiritual gift or not. In the material world, you're that person that gets things going. I'm getting cardinal energy from you. Let's see, power one, your psychic or spiritual gifts. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so the first, you can push this back. So the first card I got from Psychic Tarot is the Seven of Swords, which is deception and envy, which shows, like I'm telling you, your energy, the way that it's very subtle. But I know we're trying to see what your psychic or spiritual gifts are, but I'm getting a huge warning for you, maybe because you're not as experienced with your gifts, but just watch that, right? Deception and envy, like you have a presence about you that, makes you subject to jealousy or unwarranted envy, just people trying to manipulate you because of that energy. Like people love your energy, they gravitate towards your energy, and they kind of take advantage of you if you're not paying attention, if you're not aware of certain people's motives and such. Like I can see that there's a lot of people, or that there's just people in general around you, Power One, that could really do some damage to you because of how sensitive you are, because of how receptive you are, because of how easily drained you are by other people. Like people using your energy for their gain because you just radiate it so naturally, right? See if I can get two more in the bottom. Let's aim for that. But that also shows me, that card, that you don't realize, like you're very unconscious about your energy. You're not, like you lack consciousness as it relates to your energy and how you're projecting it. Okay, we've got the Eight of Cups, which is emotional withdrawal. So yeah, definitely a lack of balance. We're gonna work on, you need to work on boundaries and balance, only because we've got okay, this is loaded already. So you either, I think it goes back to what I was saying about the way that you do your energy. It's either stale or access. And like you either pull all the way back, shut down, and don't engage with other people, or you overextend and project that energy too freely, right? Pouring it out into the world. So maybe finding a balance will help you better maneuver this gift, because it is a gift. Because right, you can create things where nothing previously was moving. Like you can create action in very stale situations. Like you can spark a life where it seems that everything is dead. That is your spiritual gift. So just and again, motivating other people. You're very good at motivating other people and getting projects, situations going, right? If someone's depressed, you're probably the one that they would call because you're the energy person. They can kind of, I don't want to say drain you, because if done appropriately, you're a healer. Okay, Power One, you are a healer. You can uplift people energetically. Like you don't necessarily have to say things to people to make them feel good. Just your energy, just your presence is healing and creates a sense of optimism in other people. But you just have to make sure that you're not pouring so much into other people that you're depleted by the end of the day, or depleted on a day-to-day basis if you do it way too much. But like I said, these two cards talk about boundaries, right? It talks about boundaries, but it also talks about not shutting yourself away completely, just learning how to give in healthy doses this energy that you have. Okay, and it's not just necessarily giving to other people. When we talk about excess, I mean within your being, right? That whole completely stagnant, not being productive at all energy, jumping immediately to hyper productivity. That I feel like you have a tendency to do that. Those hot and cold bursts of energy that you have. And if you could just kind of establish a routine and get more consistent and stable with the energy that you do exert in healthy doses, right? Then you'd be much better off. You'd be better utilizing this gift, because it is a gift. Initiating energy. I'm telling you, it's feeling cardinal, which is like Aries energy, especially as it relates to fire. Cardinal signs are the signs at the beginning of each season, by the way. Let's see. I want to get one more card. Truth. So Judgment. I'm getting that you don't know how to lie. I'm getting that you're a very honest person, Pile 1. And that's cute. Okay, you've got Hope, which is the star. And everything in this pile aligns. You got 2 major arcana. Like this Hope card right here, it's basically, let me shift it more. I want to, there we go. So that is your spiritual gift. You inspire faith in other people. Like people feel good. Like you have that star power that is Uranus, Aquarius energy. So you may be a bit quirky, a bit unique, different in your personality from the average person. But something about that unique nature of yours, it's very inspiring. It makes people feel good. It uplifts their energy, right? I'm telling you, it's like you naturally elevate energy. Like some people have to do affirmations and like self-talk. Like some people have to kind of work their way into this energy that you naturally have, this naturally pure, radiant, optimistic energy. Even if you don't always feel that way, right? With emotional withdrawal, even if you don't always feel that way, that's okay. But that comes naturally to you, right? It comes naturally to you, right? Especially with Truth and Judgment. Like it's a energy of final change. Like you anything you touch is left better permanently. Doesn't matter how small, doesn't matter how large, the interaction with the person, the completion of the project, anything that you touch, at the end of it, it's much better as a result of you and the energy that you placed into it, the love you placed into it, okay? And like I said, I can see you don't feel that way all the time. I could see that you may secretly have a battle with depression, right? With deception, and the 7 of Swords, the secret energy, this 8 of Cups, and this deck is kind of like a needing to isolate. But at the end of the day, there's a certain energy of, you know who you are with that Judgment card, the Truth card. Like you still radiate this energy despite your low moments. Let me pull from the Work Your Life deck. So what I'm getting from you as I shuffle this deck, because I don't know if I've shuffled it in a while, I'm going to shuffle before I pull. Pile 1, this, honestly, best bet for you is just managing your energy, because like you're a creator. You're a creator, you're a motivator. Okay, so learning how to manage your energy, set boundaries, establish a routine, those are the things that are going to be key to you developing that, because people with the energy like you can literally move mountains. People like you tend to have lots of influence in the world. Like this type of spiritual gift is one that builds nations, builds communities, right? Again, especially with the Aquarius energy on the table, that's 11th house energy, which could be like networking, it could be social media influencer. Like that's the type of energy you radiate, Power. And obviously like social media influencer is not the hugest thing, but I'm just saying like those are some career paths that this gift could help launch for you, because you have a presence. It's a presence and it's an energy, but you just have to be careful that you're not allowing other people to drain you, because this isn't about you being a victim and people preying on you, even though I can see that there are some people that may be preying on you. It's about you controlling how much you give. Like most people aren't even aware that they're draining you. If they are, like, you probably just get overwhelmed in like public spaces and such because there's so much energy around. And like I said, that's just something you're gonna have to work through, is managing that energy. But ultimate creator, ultimate manifester, building of energy, lots of energy to put out. High energy person. And I mean like energy on every plane, right? Spiritual energy. Like if you pray, it works, right? That's the energy. That's your spiritual gift. Especially when you go into like hermit mode and have a revelation. I have a card that I can't quite see yet. Like when you go withdraw here, like because when you withdraw, it becomes a spiritual journey. Because Eight of Cups is a journey, right? It's traveling from one place to another on a spiritual level, and like it's like once you kind of pull away, right? Seven of Swords is hidden here with withdrawing. Once you realize things, once you understand, right, with judgment, that truth, once you have a concept, once it sticks, that's it. You're like, it's going to happen for you. Like hope, like, because once you establish the truth, right, once you understand what the concept is, once you have an idea on mind, you have the faith to follow it through until end, right? With energy is gaining momentum. That's a waxing moon. That's a building up to a full moon. That's a building up to a completion. So like you kind of give very dedicated energy as well. Like but again, that's just, you have the energy to follow through. Most people don't have half as much energy as you, Power One. You have the energy on a spiritual, mental, emotional, physical level to push through on anything. And that's a spiritual gift. Now what is this? Let me pull it out. Now that makes sense. So you have don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? I'm gonna put it here. We don't need, I know what that card is. And that aligns with that star card. So your gift, now all of this high power energy, all of this creativity, all of this optimism and hope and faith that you just naturally radiate, the fact that your overview says the energy is gaining momentum, that's encouragement for you. So if you've been doubting yourself on something, you want to use this energy to do this, something you've been wanting to launch, something you've been wanting to start, something you've been kind of low on energy towards, the energy is gaining momentum. You need to build it up with that hope card, that star card. Look at the bright light on that card. You literally have don't dim to fit in, right? Do not dim to fit in. And I'm sorry if you hear the loud noise outside. I don't know what's going on. I don't hear noise until I go to film videos, which is funny, but this is where we are. So let me, okay, right away. I've actually got two. So Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. And then it says awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So that falling on, I feel like everything is aligning. Look at all of these references to light. Now granted, this is a deck about light, but you know, the momentum card and then the star card, that's two different decks that aren't related, okay? And look at this. Look at the uplifting energy. We talked about you being able to uplift people, right? Motivate people. Double mission, channeling, and uplifting humanity, right? And you do channel energy. I don't know if I didn't directly say it, but I was definitely hinting at that. That's why it's easy to drain you, because you kind of channel energies for other people as well without realizing it, which is kind of, I don't want to say dangerous, I don't want to scare you, but be careful of what you're absorbing from other people and such. But yeah, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity, inspiring people, creating hope, just by being yourself. Like we talked about, you have a bit of a quirky nature. Allow that to be what differentiates you from other people, right? You're a pillar of light. You inspire people. You awaken people with judgment and awakening like that. Like you awaken people. And like I said, energetic upgrades. Like look at all of this rising, right? In this card, this rising energy, the waxing of the moon, right? Star, that is your spiritual gift, is that uplifting, that elevating energy. But you have to first take care of the energy within you and yours before you can actively manage other people's. So I would advise you, Power One, to focus on how to manage your energy, right? Figure out what energy day to day you're dealing with that is yours, and what you're absorbing from others or allowing others to project onto you. Once you master your own energy and knowing what stuff you feel is yours and what's not, and you can release what's not, then you can consciously begin to manage other people's energy. You can consciously uplift people through whatever thing, platform you want to do. Consciously uplift your friend group, consciously uplift your work environment. But right now, you're kind of allowing yourself to flow with whatever's going on around you instead of controlling your energy. And then, I don't want to say manipulating the other energy, because it could sound bad depending how you take it. But yeah, if you're a creator, if you're a motivator, at some point you're going to be manipulating the energy of situations around you in a positive way, hopefully, right? So I'm going to pull one, I guess, advice card, because I have the deck here, and why not? It's the Healing Oracle, and then I'm going to wrap this up, okay? Let's see, pile one. New beginnings. So you're being called to do something. You're really being called to step into this power, because you do have, again, how are you dimming your light? Don't do that. You have your vibration is rising. You have that 8 of Cups, which is that journey, gaining momentum, energetic upgrades, right? Like there's something, you know, the Judgment is the start of a new beginning, a permanent change, a permanent shift. So whatever it is that you were questioning, that you wanted to do, especially as it relates to your spiritual gifts or psychic gifts, definitely do that. Again, even if it's not directly related to spiritual gifts, your psychic gifts, if you can see, like I tell you, spirit mirrors the physical. Like there's always like a physical manifestation of a spiritual gift, right? Yours is that high energy. You have a lot of energy, a lot of motivation, right? And that stems from your spiritual gifts. Use that to fuel whatever project you have on your mind, that you have on your heart, right? So that is all I have for you today, pile one. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, pile two, if you selected the citrine crystal, then this is your reading. So I have a card already laid out that I selected just to get an overview of your psychic or spiritual gifts. Then I have the psychic tarot and like 2 oracle decks that I'm going to pull from. Hopefully this doesn't get too long. I don't think it's necessary. So let's see. Okay, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. That's interesting. So Virgo is a very analytical, wellness-based energy. It is 6th house energy, day-to-day energy. It is ruled by Mercury. And I was talking about this in pile one, but I think it's gonna be relevant here in a different way. So for you, pile two, our gifts, they're not one-dimensional. They're multifaceted, and I feel like everything is connected. Everything is intertwined. So what is a spiritual psychic gift may manifest as a physical gift, a mental gift as well, right? So right now, I can already see that you're like a highly intelligent person. This is the You Are Good Enough card, so I'm feeling like there's some self-esteem issues with you, and you may not believe that you're as intelligent as you are, but you have a certain level of intellect that, no, the average person does not have. And it may not manifest traditionally, and that may be why you lack the confidence. But right now, I'm getting strong mentality vibes, like really good interpretation skills, really good at breaking down things, minor details, right? You can see things that no one else can see. Like you have a certain vision, and that's highly psychic energy, whether people realize it or not. People see analysis and analytics and whatnot, and they think that's not spirit. Yes, it is. That's another side of spirit. So like highly analytical person, you're very good at seeing the details. I'm seeing that you have a very healing energy, as Virgo rules the sign. It rules wellness, right? It's all about health, various aspects of health, but it's all about the details for you. Like, because that's the one word that's coming to mind is details, things that no one else can see. You have the sight, right? That it also talks about the stomach, right? Gut feeling, your instincts. You have very, very sharp instincts. Okay, like your gut does not lie, pile two. So let me get into this psychic tarot deck and see if we can get more on that. But yeah, hyper analytical types, when developed, have the capability of having the literal sight, right? Very, very psychic energy naturally. This is the energy of someone that is clairvoyant and clairaudient. Let's see. Where is this? Okay, so that's interesting that this came out like that. So a card came out, heavy heart chakra energy I'm already getting from you. So like, pay attention to that, to your heart chakra, and make sure that that's not a blockage, because you have the Nine of Wands, spiritual strength in reverse. I heard work smarter, not harder. Something about the way you see things and interpret things, you always seem to find a way to make it easier, right? Spiritual strength. There's a lot of energy coming from that one card, and I want to kind of touch on a little bit of all of it. But right now, it's like if you find a situation that's hard for no reason, you're very good you are good enough at making it so that it's not such a struggle, right? Nobody wants to struggle, and especially not you. You hate struggling. I can already see that pile too, and it actually annoys you. So that, along with this energy, this other energy I'm getting, like of spiritual strength, is giving self-esteem. It's giving that you're lacking confidence, or that you're not feeling quite certain in your ability, at least at the time of you watching this video. This is a timeless reading, so whenever, but you're not feeling very certain, very sure of yourself and of your intellect, of your skills, because you've got that Nine of Wands in reverse. That's the card of spiritual strength in this deck. It's like you're not feeling very spiritually sound. You're not feeling very sure, right? But it's gonna be okay. You are good enough as a confirmation from spirit as it relates to you, whatever you may be going through right now, and in confirming these spiritual gifts, because you are highly psychic. I'm not gonna lie. And for whatever reason, yours seems to be stemming from your heart chakra. Okay. And I was gonna say crown, but I didn't want to, just because that's a purple card, I didn't want to be throwing out crown chakra, but I picked it up to shuffle, and the crown chakra card is at the bottom. So your heart space and your crown. Okay, you may be big into the chakras, and that's okay. Do definitely work on those if you feel like you were called to do so. So let me see if I can get two more cards to see. Yeah, definitely chakra work, because right now you have solar plexus coming out, which is interesting. It talks about your power, and I think I mentioned your stomach earlier. I don't remember what I said. Oh, your gut, trusting your gut. Yeah, that solar plexus, lots of chakra energy here, and that's just interesting. I want to get another card, but you just honestly, pile two, you're just highly psychic naturally. If maybe you know, maybe you don't, but you don't have one spiritual gift. You're you're traditionally psychic. It's nothing to dig deep about. All of the things that you're good at on the physical plane, all of the things that you understand mentally and emotionally, those are extensions of that psychic spiritual power that you have. And you may not realize that you've just been using your psychic power, your spiritual energy to maneuver you through life, but you have been, especially as it relates to your highly analytical nature, right? As it relates to that sight, you know, you probably have a mean foresight, and you think you're just good at guessing, or, you know, picking up on energy, or like, oh yeah, no, like I could tell that was headed in that direction. It's plain as day, you know, like good at forecasting, right? Things like that. So you thought you were just good at reading patterns, which you are. That's a physical manifestation of your spiritual foresight, right? 3 of Swords, heartache and loss. So 3 is important. 2 number 3 cards, and then you have a 9. Those are important cards for you. At the bottom, you have the 2 of Cups. Spiritual union. This is interesting. I'm getting information for you. So, Power 2, you may have become deeply spiritual, or discovered psychic gifts, evolved psychic gifts, as in they got more strong after a very traumatic breakup, like some type of heartbreak, right? You've got, you know, 3 of Swords, heartache and loss, spiritual union after a key breakup in your life. Like, it honestly, it doesn't even have to be romantic. It is for some of you, it is for a lot of you. Some of you, that heartbreak could be anything. It could be the loss of someone close to you. It could be a loss of self, a loss of a situation that was deeply important for you, a complete transformation in your life, right? Just something deeply traumatic and chaotic that happened triggered this. So I'm getting very specifically, it was relationship based, whether romantic or otherwise, right? Some type of loss. And that is when you kind of created the spiritual foundation. That's why it's in reverse. Like, you didn't have it prior to this, right? Or it wasn't as stable as this. Like, you had to find some inner strength. And in that, you kind of started discovering some of this energy that you have, like these psychic gifts that you may have dabbled in, things that you're good at that you didn't quite realize that you were prior to this traumatic event or traumatic period. So whatever it was that was awakened then, that you began to kind of dabble in, again, more heart chakra energy, that's it. But I am seeing that you're very good at connecting to people, okay? Like I said, that analytical nature, very, very psychic, but you can tap into anybody's energy that you want. Look at that. The number 11, I think that's the Justice card, balance, Libra. And I hate to do this to y'all. I don't, because y'all love it. With that Libra energy, 2 may be a relevant number, spiritual union, it's giving, I heard twin flame, and I was not going to use that word, I promise. But it's giving like some type of relationship coming in to help you evolve on a spiritual level, to help you tap more into these psychic gifts. So I'm going to pull from my oracle decks that I have here, and I'm going to go into, and if I feel like I have time, I probably won't. I may pull from the love-based oracles just because I want to see why that's coming up. Maybe it is a twin flame, soulmate journey, whatever the labels are that you're comfortable with, Pile 2. But there's some energy right now that is coming in, and I don't know if it's you are good enough for love, right? Maybe you need that confirmation as well. But you may some of you may not watch readings often, like pick a card readings often, which makes sense because this is not one of the more mainstream topics. So like if you do watch these on occasion, this would be one you're gravitated towards, because like it's not the ones that are like all over YouTube. Not that there aren't other videos like this, it's just not as popular. So you're getting messages about like a soulmate, whatever, coming in as we're talking about your psychic abilities. But again, whatever that traumatic event was, it opened you up spiritually so that you could be receptive to whatever connection is coming in, whether that's soulmates in general, because I do believe we have more than one, or one very specific connection that is supposed to put you on your life path to help you use these gifts to better the world, right? What is the card that you get? Very interesting energy pile too. You have leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. So we immediately started your pile with listing immediately, like boom, you're super psychic, super spiritual, clairvoyant, clairaudient, everything that you think of when you think of a psychic. And it's manifesting on the mental plane as you being highly intelligent, highly analytical, being able to see things that other people cannot, right? Physically, say on this material plane in the same way. And it's like spirit is saying just to roll with it now with that leap, right? You go first, the universe will catch you, especially as we talk about this Libra energy in the Justice card, that 7th house energy, and that 2 of Cups of spiritual union. It's just, you are good enough. It's saying you're good enough for all of it. You're good enough to embrace your psychic and spiritual side. You're good enough to embrace love and everything. Excuse me. Yeah, definitely. And it's telling you to kind of radiate your power with solar plexus, because we saw lots of references to chakras, and the one that ended up on the table is the solar plexus, of stepping into your power and, you know, being your true self. So let me see if I can get 2 more from this deck. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. So that's what it is. Even if it's not like just a romantic partner. So like, I'm not gonna lie, strong energy of that here. Just because of that 7th house energy. But there's people, right, that are aligned with you and your soul purpose and your psychic spiritual gifts that you can use, whether materially or just for self-improvement, coming in. And this is encouraging you to go out and interact with other people, like-minded people that you feel this connection to. Again, it's not just a romantic card, but it is, right? It talks about spiritual union with all people, right? Anybody that you feel connected to on that level, spiritually, you know, relationships that can also be platonic, right? It says you go first. Put yourself out there for these relationships that are going to support you and help you heal, so that you can use your gifts to heal others as well. That's nice, especially since your primary message is you are good enough, right? You're being encouraged to step out and pursue your growth externally. You're being called to pursue connections and relationships of all types, okay? That's nice. I'm going to pull one more and take the bottom. We talked about healing. Yeah, you definitely don't normally watch pick a card readings, and even if you do, like, it's just not giving it's not giving like that you watch all of those mainstream super popular ones. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I do them and they're fun and I like them, but you're getting so many messages about so many other things that I feel like either you're not watching the right pick a card readings if you are, or you don't watch them often, because like, why are we talking about psychic gifts? We're talking about love. We're talking about you putting yourself out there. Like, we're talking about all kinds of things, you know what I mean, right now. But in healing, right? Breaking the chain, ancestral patterns, healings, rewriting the future. That's a gift, rewriting the future. You have a healing, and again, you're traditionally psychic. You have various psychic and spiritual gifts that, like, you have so many. And you're meant to heal other people, but I see people coming in to help you heal first so that you can continue that cycle of healing other people. You have at the bottom, align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are. So lots of messages for you, how to, about like who you are, who you're meant to be. And like I said, step out, embrace these connections as new people come in. Be open and receptive to those connections, again, romantic and otherwise, like friendships, business partnerships, because like Libra, seventh house, that's contracts. It's not just contracts could be marriage, but it's also business connections, right? So make sure you're not missing out on an opportunity to step into your soul tribe, right? And make sure that you really develop yourself. But I'm seeing that part of, like we talked about in Pile 1, your advice on how to develop this energy. Your advice on developing your psychic gifts, Pile 2, is to embrace other people, embrace this connection. I'm feeling a strong, these two cards are giving me a specific connection. I may pull one card just to see, because I think I do have time after I pull this healing oracle card. There's a specific romantic connection coming in that you need to embrace just for your growth. Even if it's not permanent, I do see that it could be, right? It's very pivotal in your like in your life, this connection, like embrace it, but also like great gathering. There's lots of people coming in that you need to be open and receptive to, because it's like a whole new tribe, a whole new family, right? You're breaking ancestral patterns, right? With these people. You may work on generational trauma with these people that are coming in, romantic and otherwise. It's just, that's part of stepping into your psychic gifts, okay? So I definitely don't want you to miss out on that development, because the fact that these cards came out show that you may be a bit isolated. You may not be comfortable maneuvering social situations with you are good enough. Again, lacking confidence. So let me see what your healing oracle advice card is, Pile 2. That is hilarious. Your card is psychic development. Like, this may be some type of retreat or something, or but I'm seeing overall it's literally like it maybe go on a retreat, right, to break the chain. Like, you maybe need to go to something like that, but it's saying to go put yourself out there with people, like-minded people. So if you've been wanting to connect with other psychics, other spiritual people, people that could people you feel may have more knowledge than you, different set of knowledge, you know, people that you can teach that can teach you, definitely don't hold back on that. But I mean, for you to get the psychic development card. So what deck am I going to use to clarify? Romance Angel is right here, so I can just pull from that real quick. I want to pull one to clarify that Two of Cups spiritual union card, and that number 11 justice balance. What is that for you as relates to your spiritual psychic development? And then I'll wrap it up. But I think it's hilarious that you got psychic development as your advice. Like, it's literally saying you need to develop in a psychic way. So if you are not traditionally spiritual, which you may, I'm knocking everything over, but it's fine. I got a card. What's at the bottom of this? Okay, so at the bottom you got forgiveness, so that may be a theme. But when I knocked everything over just now, I had the card in my hand. Oh, so I don't know. Yeah, you got a lot of messages. So you've got, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. What's going on, Pile 2? What's at the bottom? New love. So it's somebody, oh, okay. That's nice. So take that how you will. You got, this could be the one, new love. So it's not an ex, right? But it's someone you know. Someone you know, but not someone you've dated. Right? Okay, so definitely work on that. But it makes sense with the new love, because you've got this great gathering. So all of these new people, all of these new friends, all of these new people are going to really develop you in your psychic way. Like, you know, maybe you need these teachers, these people to kind of help you establish your routine. Yeah, I've really messed this up. I'm realizing. Yeah, but definitely embrace the tribe as they come in the various forms that they do, as friends, as co-workers, as lovers, just so that you can develop your psychic ways. Okay, so that is all I have for you today, pal 2. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, pal 3, if you selected this Opalite crystal, then this is your reading. We are looking at your psychic or spiritual gifts. I have a card laid out already, just kind of as the overview. Then I have the psychic tarot and a couple of other oracle decks, just so we can get some details on what your psychic and spiritual gifts are. So, right into it. New moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears. So immediately I'm laughing because I get two energies. So you're very good at working through dark energy, right? Very good at shadow energy. You're good at healing, transforming situations. It's giving root work, it's giving conjure. Definitely like left hand path. Nothing wrong with that. But you're very good at and not being intimidated by darker energies, right? And maneuvering them so that you can heal. Like you may come from an ancestral line of people that work with spirits of death, or work with healing energies, or honestly just domination magic, people that are not afraid to dabble in the darker arts. That's what I'm getting. Like that may be your natural energy. And I see this is Scorpio energy, which is Pluto. It is 8th house, so it is sex. It is like inheritance. It is, again, that's why I'm talking about your ancestral line. Like this is something that has been passed down through your bloodline. Your spiritual gifts. Most people, to some degree, this is true, but it is definitely the case for you, pal 3. Like, and you may even see it as you reflect on the people you come from, right? So, but yeah, definitely darker energies like sex magic, domination magic. Like I'm getting conjure energy from this, not necessarily seer energy. Not that you can't see. I'm not saying you can't read cards, but your spiritual gifts are more manipulation based. It's more healing based. It's more transformative based. Okay, versus reading a situation and seeing what's going to happen. Yours is one of influence, right? You're more of an influencer. Okay, so let me pull from the psychic tarot and get more energy. You're good at pulling things in, not necessarily going out and getting things, not necessarily conquering energy, more domination, pulling in energy. Okay, let me see what we can get here. I would like 3. I'd like 3 to see in an overview. So pile 3, your psychic or spiritual gifts. What I said. So you've got number 15, temptation. That's Capricorn energy. Ooh, listen. If you could learn, if you don't already know, you could really bring in money, right? With the 8th house of inheritance, that is that is other people's money. Capricorn rules like the 10th house of like social status, which is like career. Like I feel like you could pull in money with that. I know it's not like a direct correlation with money, but I feel like especially with that receptive energy, that left hand path, if you were good at it, you could, right? But the first card coming out being the devil, it talks about the fact that you don't shy away, or you shouldn't, right? Work through your fears, especially if this is, like if I'm talking and it's scaring you, it's saying work through your fears. That's your natural spiritual inclination, is that more shadow side, that darker path. Not saying like evil, like you may, the devil, right? People get intimidated about the devil card when they don't understand tarot. If you don't understand certain things, but they've been kind of calling you, but you've been a little afraid, just kind of baby steps and kind of see where you're called to go. Okay, because right now I'm seeing that you're definitely like that devil card, that's controlling, binding energy. You may be good at binding things, right? Like that may be your spiritual path, because everything is not love and light, and I don't consider myself love and light. Like, I don't. So I'm not like, this energy doesn't intimidate me, and I don't see it as a bad energy, because there's always, like with dark, there's light. Like everything needs its balance. And just because you may be called to more of a left-hand path, or you may be called to like a darker spiritual practice, doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that it's different, right? Because I also see this types of, I have Scorpio placements, so like I am a Scorpio moon and rising. Yeah, right? And then Pluto's in my first house. Like I got a lot going on, right? So this is not scary to me, because this is transformative. Like this is healing. Like if we talk about like the people that can like heal people from the brink of death, not saying that's you, but that's the type of vibe you get from this pile, right? People that are good at healing, protecting from illness, right? People of this pile, I talked about in the other two piles, of this path would make excellent surgeons, right? So this would manifest, these spiritual gifts would manifest as physically, right? We talk about above, below, as above, so below. People on this pile would be excellent surgeons, excellent chefs, right? Would do well in the pharmaceutical industry, especially as it relates to research, right? And creating cures for certain diseases. That is this path. So like when we talk about not being intimidated by like the darker energies, that transformative, people dealing with death, right? Morticians would fall in this pile. Things like that, hospices, people that help transition, doulas, right? These are the people that would land in this pile, just so that you don't get so afraid of that devil energy, that transformative energy. A lot of sex workers probably would end up in this pile, right? But things like that, but that's okay. Honestly, therapists, right, would end up in this pile. Psychiatrists, anyone doing that type of work would fall in this pile. So I don't want you to be intimidated by the fact that it's like a darker energy, okay? And that was for those of you that were intimidated. And some of you, I just listed all of your career paths just to confirm that, yes, this is you. Because we talk about transformation. I've got 2 cards. Okay, we've got, and this came out, I can't remember which pile, number 20, truth. That is the justice. I mean, not justice. This is judgment. So like we talk about the afterlife, the other side. Like this is a pile that is really good at working with the dead, right? The truth. That's like Judgment Day and the devil. Right now, you do really well with working with spirits, maybe your ancestors, the dead. Spirits of death, like spirits of transformation. That is your call, pile 3. That's your psychic or spiritual gift, right? Like I'm not getting, not that you aren't psychic, right? Because being a medium, which a lot of you are, is a psychic gift, okay? That would be the psychic gift of this pile, is mediumship. But I'm getting more spiritual gifts of working with the dead, working with darker spirits, working with, again, things that are affiliated with that Scorpio 8th house energy of sex, magic, left hand path, things like that, right? You have the 8 of Pentacles, which is positive movement forward. So the 8 of Pentacles is traditionally a card of hard work, but not diligence, right? It is a consistent practice that brings results. It is being very good at what you do. So this is the working pile, like a worker, like a root worker, conjure worker. Like this is big worker, laying the foundation, tending an altar vibe. Okay, that is your path, right? With this, and you have two major arcana cards back, and you have two very heavy major arcana cards, right? With the devil and judgment, right? The big afterlife vibes. And at the bottom, you have the Three of Pentacles, which is recognition and reward. So again, physical, your spiritual gifts are rooted in the physical. You are meant to work in the physical, whether that's with herbs, whether that's with candles, incense, bags, whatever you're called to do. You are meant to conjure, be a worker, whatever your spiritual, religious affiliation is. Like, you may need to get initiated in some way, but that is your spiritual gift, pile 3. Straight up. You're meant to work in the physical. You've got two cards, right, of the major arcana. One ruled by Capricorn, which is an earth sign. Justice. I keep calling it justice, but it's not. Okay, maybe you're meant to do work as it relates to justice, right? You're meant to find justice, create a sense of justice. That may be the type of workings you're called to, pile 3, but this is judgment, right? So the devil, judgment, and then you've got two pentacles, because that's what those cards are. They're red, which is root chakra energy, because this is all about earth. And then it's two working, right? Because all of the pentacles are not about working. But the Eight of Pentacles is like the ultimate working card from that suite, as is the Three of Pentacles, because it talks about collaboration and building, right? It talks about working in conjunction and collaborating with other people, but possibly your dead or the dead, right? Depending on what your religion is, what your spiritual beliefs are, what it is you feel you are called to. Okay, so that's a lot, okay? But I like it though. That's interesting. I didn't think this would come up. So let me pull from the Work Your Life deck and see if I can get some more details about it. But again, like I said, it's not that you're not psychic. Those of you that are, it's mediumship and talking to the dead, straight up. If you don't feel called to that, you're meant to be working. You're not it's not that you're not meant to be speaking to the dead through mediumship or through like conversation. You're meant to work with them for physical results for yourself and other people. Okay? That was loud. Unbound. Did we mention binding? I feel like we did. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So again, healing. This is a transitional card. So I'm talking about the doulas. I'm talking about the morticians, people that help people transition to the other side, things like that, or help people transition in this life, right? Transform in this world. Like you're meant to unbind people, bind people, help people release things, transform their lives through that physical working that you're skilled at. Okay. And I've got cards sticking out. Ooh, we talked about, listen, I love pulling cards live because when I do, you can get the live confirmation and it does, like, it's more authentic, right? So you have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. I told you, at least I feel like it was this pile. If not, then pick another pile because it may call you. I talked about this being something, your gift being something that's passed down to you, your ancestral line, whether you realize it or not. Like, there's certain things that you may notice if it was so far back that you wouldn't know, but definitely this is something that is passed down. And also it may be a grandmother that kind of is guiding you from the other side, right? You may be meant to be dealing directly with this grandmother, this maternal figure on the other side, or generations of maternal figures guiding you in this life, right? So you have the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Listen, okay, releasing soul patterns, contracts, past lives. It's giving releasing generational curses. It's giving healing ancestral trauma. Okay. And in you being one to do that for your bloodline, it's like you're being guided, right? And it's been planned, like you've been guided by past generations to step into this. That's why you've been training for this for lifetimes, okay? And I saw this card already, so the fact that it ended up at the bottom again, destiny, right? Star seed, what lights you up, okay? It's giving chosen one. Chosen one. For your ancestors. So this is a heavy ancestral influence. So you may be called to some sort of traditional, I don't want to say traditional to you and your family religion, like a ancestral practice, spiritual practice that you may need to be initiated in or trained by a grandmother in or something similar, right? Not saying you have to be, but that's some of you here, that's the case. And even if it's not a formal initiation, it's definitely going to be like some sort of cultural one. It's or maybe like some self-initiation into a practice that you're called to kind of expand your spiritual gifts, right? Because yours is heavy emphasis on the spiritual gifts. And those of you that are psychic, again, mediumship and talking to the dead, all right? Let's see. I'm going to pull from... And right away it came out. Like I didn't even get to explain myself. You've got number 11, new day. So with new day, work through your fears in the age of light, right? It's saying it's okay to come out about the work that you're doing. Like I'm not saying you got to tell the world. That's not necessarily the case, but it's saying you don't have to like sneak around and do it anymore. It's okay to kind of embrace that side of you, because it's not that you're hiding it from other people. It feels like you're hiding it from yourself, and it's time to step into why am I hearing self-actualization? I don't know why I'm hearing that word. You tell me why I'm hearing that word for you. At the bottom you have number 33, integration. But definitely just kind of embrace that side of yourself and start working on it. This is the type of spiritual practice that is best kind of kept not to yourself, because you don't the way that it typically works in all of the versions of it that I've seen through people I know and such is that like it's not something that you need to be talking about, because it kind of takes away from the work as you're doing it. So that makes sense that you're private about it, but I don't feel like you're private. I feel like you're kind of shunning it. Like you're kind of, some of you are turning your nose up at it a little bit, or you're not as dedicated to it as you could be. With 8 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles, you're not putting the work in that needs to be done to get this going. Okay? Like you're not keeping up with your altar. You're not doing the things with the herbs you're supposed to do. Like you're not consistent with the regimen. Okay? So definitely get consistent. Definitely do what you feel called to do. Yeah, but that is all I have for you today, Pile 3. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.